Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Ken Kunz, President of New Jersey Literacy Association, welcoming you to our story time. Each week on Wednesday, we've been featuring Wonder Wednesdays, where we wonder about a topic. We started 2 weeks ago with Artie Knapp on Earth Day, and last week we featured Emily McHugh, inventor of the Learning Lace, during a topic on inventions. You can check out any of those videos in our YouTube library if you happen to miss one of the Wonder Wednesdays. We asked our viewers to submit their inventions and wanted to share one with you that we received. Meet Kaylin.
Hi guys, hi Dr. Ken. This is my invention. It's called the Friendinator because in this time nobody has really a friend to play with unless like you have a brother and a sister. And so I made a big ginormous friend out of cardboard and stuff. And so it's made so if kids don't have friends, they can just have this and then it's just a big friend. Bye.
Well, Kaylin, thanks so much for sharing that invention. Of course, you can tell why it tugged at our hearts. Kaylin invented the Friendinator for anybody who doesn't have a friend right now. We know that so many of our kids in New Jersey are missing their friends from school. So, Kaylin, we have a pair of the Learning Lace off to you and celebrate you for your awesome invention. Thanks for sharing it with us. So, today's affirmation gives you a little hint about our topic for Wonder Wednesday. You can see it says, be curious. Be curious means to wonder. And for many kids, wondering involves the earth and the world in which we live. So a lot of times we study different things like plants and animals and insects. Today we're going to be studying the honeybee as part of our Wonder Wednesday topic. To get started, we have a really cool video from National Geographic where kids learn why bees are awesome. Think about some cool tips and facts that you learn from watching the video.
Honeybees are our most efficient and effective pollinators, so they pollinate lots of fruits and vegetables. We've invited a classroom full of DC kids to come down here and put on the bee veil and a bee suit for protection. We'll open up beehives and get them into the hive like a beekeeper.
I was like nervous. I thought that it was like, they're gonna bite me. The next time we go, we could not be afraid.
A lot of kids are afraid of bees. And one of the things we want these kids to understand is that bees are immensely valuable parts of the ecosystem. They help produce the food we eat.
Like, and they're like, when they're like moving, they're like not straight. They're like moving around, very curly and bumpy.
We bring an observation hive to the classroom program. You get the oohs and the ahs from all the kids. They can see the activity of the honeybees crawling around on the comb. They can find the queen, which we have usually marked. Do you see the shiny nectar?
A couple of years after the First Lady, Mrs. Obama, established a vegetable garden on the south lawn of the White House, she decided to establish a pollinator garden as well and to set up a honeybee hive.
Butterflies, bats, bees, birds, all of those, they get attracted to the garden.
I think honeybees make a great vehicle to open young eyes that what's happening in nature is not just random chaos, that there's beauty and order to it. And I think this little creature creates a great opportunity to have children see that.
On the bus.
Thank you so much. What do you guys say?
What a cool video, right? So I actually noticed too in the video there were some sunflowers growing, and we had mailed sunflower seeds to so many of the students who participated in our Earth Day project. We never realized that that would be something that would attract the bees for you. So one of the websites that I love to visit is Wonderopolis. If you've never heard of Wonderopolis, the website is www.wonderopolis.org. There on the screen. When you go to Wonderopolis, they pride themselves as the place where the wonders of learning never cease. So this gives you an opportunity to search for different things that you're wondering about. So I went to Wonderopolis yesterday and I searched for bees and found many articles and chose one for today. You can also click when you find an article on Wonderopolis and click on the listen button, and they'll read the article to you. So even if you're just reading by yourself, someone can read the article to you if you click on listen. You can also print the articles like I did if you want to annotate or mark them up or draw any kind of symbols on your writing. So it's kind of cool. It's a really neat website to visit. If you've never been to Wonderopolis, definitely check it out on this Wonder Wednesday. So you heard in the video the word pollinate, but we also see the word pollinate in the title of our article today. The title of our article that I'm going to read to you is How Many Flowers Can a Bee Pollinate? So let's become word nerds for a second. First, I'll pronounce pollinate and you can repeat it after me. My turn. Pollinate. Your turn. Great. Now let's clap the syllables. My turn. Pollinate. Your turn. Go ahead and clap them out. How many syllables was that? If you said 3, you're absolutely right. Pollinate means to fertilize. It's a juicy word that means to move pollen from one part of a plant to another. So we're going to find out in our article how this word comes to fruition. But first, we have to ask ourselves some questions as readers. I have 2 questions for you to think about. Number 1 is, what's the gist? What is this generally about when we start to read? And as you dig deeper, what's the main or central message? So when I try to get the gist as a reader, I always look at the title first, because it kind of gives us a general idea of what we can expect to read about. It says, how many flowers can a bee pollinate? Well, how many means there'll be a number, so we're looking for the number of flowers that a bee can pollinate. How many flowers do you think a bee can pollinate in a day? Is it 5, 10, 100, 1,000? We're going to find out when we read today, and we're going to get the gist of how many flowers a bee can pollinate. But who cares? Well, for that, we're going to have to dig a little bit deeper. So when we dig deeper, one of the things that we're doing as readers is we're trying to find out why this information really matters. Let's find out in the article right now. Have you ever heard someone say that bees are responsible for 1 of every 3 bites of food you eat? While it's impossible to calculate exactly the role of bees in food production, it is clear that bees play a vital role. So what role do bees play in food production? They're certainly not farmers, right? Well, that's true. They may not be farmers, but they are excellent pollinators. We definitely learned that in the National Geographic video too. Most food crops, including fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, must be pollinated. Pollination is the process of transferring tiny pollen cells from one part of a plant to another, so that the plant can produce seeds. Pollination is accomplished mainly through insects. Of all the insects that pollinate plants and flowers, bees are by far the most important. Bees play a crucial role in maintaining thriving plant communities. So I'm starting to get the gist that bees are really important when it comes to this act of pollination. But we still haven't found out how many flowers a bee can pollinate. So let's keep reading. If you're wondering why bees are such good pollinators, it's because they spend most of their lives collecting pollen. For bees, pollen is a primary source of protein that they collect to feed to their young babies. That makes sense. When bees land on flowers, the hairs on their legs attract pollen cells through a force like static electricity. The bees store some of this pollen to take back to their nests. Other bits of pollen get transferred to other flowers, completing the process of pollination. Bees are often rewarded by flowers that produce sweet nectar. The nectar of flowers gives bees essential energy and nutrients they need to live their busy lives. In fact, you've probably heard the phrase busy bee in the past. That certainly holds true when you think about how bees stay busy visiting plants and flowers in search of pollen. Did you realize that a bee can visit up to 5,000 flowers in a single day? If you think that's amazing, consider this. To make 1 pound of honey, a hive of bees must travel over 55,000 miles and visit 2 million flowers. Wow, so there's the answer to our question from the title. The article reads, how many flowers can a bee pollinate? Well, it wasn't 5, and it certainly wasn't 100. I got it. It says that a bee can visit up to 5,000 flowers in a single day. That's a lot of flowers. But who cares? Why is that important? We have the gist, but let's dig deeper. Well, if you remember from the article, it says that crops have to be pollinated. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. So it sounds like bees have to be pollinating these food sources. I guess without the bees, we might not have enough food, and that would be a real problem. I'm thinking that this could hurt farms too, because the article hints that bees are just as important as the farmers because they're pollinating all of the plants. So I dug a little deeper on this Wonder Wednesday and did some more research of my own, looking for ways that we can help protect bees. One of the things that I found was a simple recommendation that we just leave them alone and leave them to be. By not harming bees, we're ensuring that they stay healthy and alive and can continue to pollinate flowers. This picture over here was a cool surprise for me. While many of you know to pick up these weeds or these dandelions and to blow them and the seeds fly and you make a wish and you hope it comes true, these seeds are also really important to bees. So consider leaving some of those weeds behind so that bees can continue to pollinate. And this was a cool gem that I found. I was searching on Amazon and I actually found that you can buy a backyard beehive to attract the bees. Of course, you would want to hang this in a tree far away from any area where you might be sitting, so that way you could leave the bees alone as they build their hive and continue to pollinate flowers. These are some cool options that I found. I know that you can find out more. If you're interested in more articles about bees, you could visit Wonderopolis or you could do some research on your own. We'd like you to create a poster with all of your facts. Make sure that you give your poster a title so that the reader can get the gist of what you're going to be talking about on your poster. Then include some facts that dig deeper and show the reader why they should care about your topic. We'd love for you to send us your work at njliteracy@gmail.com. And maybe like Kaylin, we can feature you in a future video. On behalf of New Jersey Literacy Association, I want to thank everyone for joining us for Wonder Wednesday. We hope that you have a great week and stay safe, everyone. Bye.